What he said was that always make sure that you offer your national service where there's a high probability of being retained. Try as much as possible not to stay too long in one institution. Booking.com was exceptional. And it wasn't just me. People don't want to leave. When they even leave, they reminisce. There's value and premium placed on employees. Two things to succeed in scaling up a business. And I'm sure we'll come to that.
Just to set the premise, Glovo is coming in fresh.
Never
been in the Ghanaian market. And they are picking out their team. And they picked you and 3 others.
Yes.
To start.
Yes.
All right. So how does it go?
Intense. I grew lean. The performance culture at Glovo is super high. Such that there were so many cases of employees and colleagues having to leave.
You've been at Telco, you've been at Ex-Glovo, you've been at Glovo, now you're at Yango.
Yango had been approaching me for about a year before I left. Even in the corporate space, to succeed is not that easy. From my experience, there are 3 types of employees. I would say, if given the chance, be a doer. Much better than being a talker, because you see, they are always found out. The empty stable stays clean, but there's no income from an empty stable. So hard work brings money, brings wealth. Work also brings profit. But the wise ones, now with this, you determine your scale of growth.
What's your take on spirituality and business?
Maybe this probably is the most important part of this whole engagement.
Hi guys, the conversation you're about to listen to is a very exciting conversation. It's a conversation with the current country manager of Yango, and he touches on his journey through various multinational companies and speaks on certain things that have impacted him as he's worked with these various companies. And it's a really great episode, especially if you're a business owner, you want to learn from how these multinationals do it, or if you're even in the corporate world, you want to learn from how to be able to scale up, how to be able to do well in the corporate environment, then this is your conversation. So enjoy. Emmanuel,
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for also having me here. Yes, and I think you guys are doing a great job here.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, you're trying our very best. Actually, you are the first person who is not a founder to actually join us on this podcast.
Okay.
Usually we have founders, but looking at your profile, we realized that we need to get you on here to speak to our audience, because you've been at Airtel, you've been at Ex-Booking, you've been at Glovo, now you're at Yango, and it's a very impressive profile, and I'm sure there's much you have to share with us. But how would you describe yourself professionally? Like, if you say over the years, because you've been through a number of companies, how professionally, how will you describe yourself as to what you do?
All right. I think I'm privileged, to be the first non-founder, to be on this show. Yeah, I don't take it lightly. Yeah, so thank you,
welcome.
For having me here. And the founders are doing a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, I follow a number of them, and it's not easy to be a founder out here in Ghana. I would say that I am a continuous learner. Yes, if there's one word to describe me, I'm a learner. And that is why I always strive to expose myself to these different sectors and industries, because I believe that as human beings, we have the capacity to grow. And to grow, you need to acquire some knowledge that would help advance your life.
Okay.
And for me, each sector that I've gone into in my career has been very well, thought out, planned, and they've each contributed to where I am, today, and to my growth.
Okay, I see. So, would you say that early on in your life, this is something you wanted to do? Or how early would you say maybe you took that decision that this is the career path you want to follow on?
I had always wanted to be a medical doctor, because not by my own desire or will, but because my parents, wanted me to be a doctor, to be the first medical doctor in the family.
The normal Ghanaian thing.
You see. But fate or God had other plans. So my brother now is a medical,
Is your younger brother?
Yes.
I see.
Yes, exactly. The youngest of the brothers. So we are 4.
Okay.
3 brothers and then 1 girl.
Oh, wow.
So the last brother is the medical doctor now.
Yeah.
But I couldn't still pass the interview stage, in school.
Really? So you actually planned?
Yes.
And you were going for the
I was going to become a medical doctor.
Wow.
So from Presec. So
you went to Presec.
Exactly. I read science. That's famous good school. I read science there, and then I followed through to the University of Ghana.
Okay.
And during my time, so this was in 2003. So during my time, you had to read the first year of biological sciences. Exactly.
Okay.
For 1 year. And then the second year you qualify second year for an interview into the medical school.
Okay.
And then once you pass that interview, you start, the
medical
school for, I think, 5 years.
Yeah.
So the requirement to go through the interview is a certain GPA.
Yeah.
And it depends on the quality of students. So it's not fixed. It could be 3.6 as the cutoff point in 1 year, and then the next year it's 3.7 or 3.4.
Okay. It changes.
Exactly. So at the time, I couldn't still pass the interview stage. And looking back, I see this as a blessing in disguise.
Wow.
Because I don't like being around blood in the hospital. I don't.
But I didn't know then.
I didn't know then.
Yeah.
I have a certain very low affinity for anything medical.
Wow.
Yes. So I continued on to read another course after the failure for this medical school, animal biology and conservation science.
Okay.
So after my lecturer pulled me in after school to offer my national service, where he also worked. So he was a lecturer and also, he ran an NGO.
Okay.
Yeah. So we worked there for about 2 years.
Okay. Doing animal biology stuff.
Exactly. I would spend time in the field research.
Hey, I'm really curious to how you ended up here. If you started this way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll be in the field. We go for grants and then we do field research.
Okay.
And it would be about animals, birds, mainly birds, but other wildlife. Yeah. So I roamed a lot of regions in Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doing research on animals.
I spent months in the north, spent months in the Ashanti region, doing research in the bush, sleeping in tents.
Really?
All that. Yes.
Hey, this was your national service?
Yes. And then 2 years after.
Okay.
Yeah. So
continue doing
basically 3 years.
Yeah. In the bush and things.
In the bush and things and all that. But I was happy and fortunate because at the time it wasn't easy to get a good place in Coast to offer your service.
Okay.
Because we were being paid above the service scale.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's good.
So this was in 2008.
Okay.
Yes. And there was the opportunity to be retained. Yeah. I got this very good advice from a senior colleague of mine at the time when I was in school. What he said was that always make sure that you offer your national service where there's a high probability of being retained.
Okay.
And this was in my final year. He told me this. So I was always on the lookout. Not for a fancy place, because you could work in the bank at the time and then not be retained.
Yeah.
You could work but work at a place where you can be retained and the money is good. Exactly.
High probability that you'll be retained.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I worked there and I was retained. And I had a number of colleagues who, after service, found their way home.
This happens a lot even now.
Exactly.
A lot of people go to fancy places or people with big names, but then you end up realizing after the year, they just put you out and then they bring in a new batch of people. So it's pretty good advice.
That was one of the best. In fact, I've had 2 solid advice. Of course, many advice that I've had, but 2 that I think have influenced here. I'll share the second one
All right.
as we go. So, so I worked there for 2 years after service.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody said that Emmanuel Koduah
Mm-hmm.
was hiring,
Okay.
looking for, salespeople for their developments.
That was back then.
Back then,
Okay.
they were into, the real
Real
estate and
estate,
all
yeah.
that. So I applied, and I got
You
it.
got the
I
job.
had no sales, background, no estate, no development.
And you still got the job.
Background. I still got the job, and I worked, there I think for a year,
Okay.
and then from there again, somebody said, "Hey, Airtel is recruiting." And one thing I've come to learn is your next phase is always linked to somebody.
Mm.
Your transition
Yeah.
to a next move is always linked
To
to
someone.
somebody. Yes, somebody once said that the blessing of God, it comes from God through man to man.
Yeah.
It's always So, and I've been very careful to maintain such relationships,
Yeah.
because through relationships you hear about things, you're
Okay.
exposed to things, and then you are you're able to transit well.
Yeah.
So I applied for Airtel,
Yeah.
and I got the job. It was around the time that Airtel was trying to launch the mobile money service in
Okay.
Ghana.
Okay.
Yes, to rival what
MTN had at the time. Yeah.
Airtel Money. So I was part of the sort of the
Founding
first
team.
set of team members.
I see.
For that, it was Airtel taught me a lot.
Really?
Exposed me to analytics.
Okay.
Applying data and insights to your work, and it exposed me to working with other cultures.
Yeah. I see. But
we had that yes.
how? Because one of the things about Ghana people say is that it's hard to get jobs, and I'm wondering, you've already talked about 3 companies, and there's a number we are going to talk about as well. I mean, you've mentioned that you should try to maintain relationships and get to know people, and that is linked to a person. You getting a job or you moving to the next phase is always linked to a person. But based on your experience now, are there some tips you can give anybody who maybe is trying to? They always say, "Oh, I apply for jobs, I try to go for an interview, this doesn't work out." Are there things maybe you've seen over time that you think really works out? Just before we delve into the Airtel story.
One, whatever chance or opportunity you get now, excel in that opportunity.
Okay.
That's number one for me.
That's like capping momentum, right?
Sorry?
Seizing the moment.
Seizing the moment.
Yeah. Capping momentum. Yeah.
Seize the moment. I wouldn't have been referred or recommended to these other place of employment if I wasn't good
Okay.
at what I was doing at the current time.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay.
Seize the moment. Whatever opportunity you have. As the Bible says, whatsoever your hand finds to do it with all your might, because there is no devices, no works in the grave where you go. Essentially, what the Bible is saying is that there are seasons. There will be a time where you will not be able to enjoy this moment. So seize the moment.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, that's, of course, there are other tips and all that. But if you seize that moment and you build relationships, that's also another thing.
A key thing.
You build relationships. Then the relationships and the opportunities you've seized and excelled at, the two
coming
would
together
align to move you to your next phase.
Beautiful. That's good. So your time at Airtel.
Yes. It was fantastic. I remember some of the projects that we launched was first in Ghana, the NFC payment system.
Okay.
Where there was something that you stick to your phone, and then you just go and then you tap, and then you get an alert on your mobile money.
Okay.
To finish the
payment. Wow, that's okay.
We launched this at Melcom.
Yeah.
A number of their outlets. Also at KFC, and I was leading,
the team.
I was an individual contributor at the time, not a manager at the time, but I had contract staff.
Okay.
who I was,
working
with to ensure the success of this. And it was quite, successful. Unfortunately, after we transitioned to new roles in other companies, I think that project was not continued. Yes.
But how do you move from, you're coming from Regimano, isn't
Yes.
it, into Airtel, and now you're leading tech, and your background is animals. So what happens between Regimano and Airtel that makes you able, because you're even doing sales,
Yes.
but now you're in Airtel and you're basically moving with the tech team.
Yes.
The transition there,
Yes.
was it, how was that for you, or what things enabled you, or did something happen there to make you be able to handle Airtel?
Okay, so how to enter is what I shared.
Yes.
Excelling in here. Then when you enter, you have to have a learner's attitude.
Okay.
Even if you have prior experience of the area you're going into, the attitude to absorb like a sponge. And then not just that, execute, because knowledge itself is not the harvest.
Okay.
Knowledge is the seed. The harvest is execution.
Okay.
So yes, you acquire as much as you can, but then action is what leads to the harvest or the success.
Yeah.
Yes. So a learner's attitude. I didn't have any telco
background.
Yes, at all. No experience in that field, but I had sales. I had a mind to learn. So that was what the main posture that I had in the interview.
All right.
And I displayed how I can be of benefit to the team.
So you're in a tech environment now. You're able to flow with them. And I mean, you were telling us about how that after that product didn't work, what next? Did you ever have like a managerial role? Did you move up with Airtel?
Yes. So I started first of all as a business officer.
Okay.
And then a business partner. Okay. And then a business, a business manager within the Airtel Money, space. And with that, I had smaller team.
Okay.
Some were not, full time. Some were sales team members.
Okay.
And all that. Yes, but I won't say that managerial role in terms of the latitude is as big a managerial role as I had in the succeeding, companies.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, from Airtel, we're going to Ex-Booking?
Yes. Booking.com.
Booking.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Booking.com.
Yes. So actually before Airtel, I was poached. So that was my first poaching experience.
Okay.
To work with Aya. So
Aya
Technologies.
Technologies.
Was a Ghanaian-owned tech space, and the goal was to launch a payment system or platform.
Okay.
And all. So we had these small devices, that we would give to the regular mobile money agents, and with that device they can dispense airtime.
Okay.
And do other transactions on there. Okay. Yeah. So I was with them for about 2 years.
But tell us, how is a poaching experience like?
Yes.
I'm wondering. I've not been poached.
Yes.
Maybe they'll poach me.
You see.
How was the experience like?
Yes. So again, essentially, people know from people what you're doing.
Like recommendation.
And then they speak to them that, hey, there's this guy who's doing so well. And mind you, had been part of this payment systems at Airtel.
Yeah.
That I,
yes, exactly.
So they had heard about it, and they were also trying to launch something similar, but with point of sale devices.
Okay. Yeah.
So they talked to me, they engaged me, they shared what they can offer.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me try this out, because that again was going to be my first full-scale managerial role in terms of the reach, the latitude, and the extent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you take that offer? It's because was it maybe for the experience, or is it for the money, or what was your deciding factor? Because maybe you could have stayed in Airtel, climb up the ladder, but what finally made you say, hey, let me go for this offer?
Yes, I had been in Airtel for 4 years. And this brings me back to the second advice that I told you I was given.
Yeah.
It may sound a bit controversial, but I think it's worked for me. It may not work for everybody.
Okay.
What the senior colleague said was that try as much as possible not to stay too long in one institution.
I see.
Especially when you are now
in your
starting
early
out.
stages, yeah. I see.
Because he said that you increase your earning power most often by more than 50% if you move.
Really?
He said that in most companies, when you are promoted, so there are two types or two ways to earn more.
Okay.
Through promotion or through annual reviews.
Yeah.
Annual reviews have a budget limitation.
There's a cap.
Very small.
Yeah.
Very almost, very small.
Yeah.
And then for promotions, depending on the scale of promotion and the type of role, you could be moved to another band, higher role and all that. You could also earn more.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, those who are brought in as new employees for similar roles have the opportunity to bargain,
to negotiate what you pay them.
Exactly. Than you who is within
the company.
And it's a norm. Generally, there are exceptions and all that. The norm.
Yeah.
So then his advice was that if you do your best, you seize the moment, and based on the results that you've achieved and all that, you move to another company.
Okay.
Of course, not just any company. You need to also weigh, a number of things and all. You move. Then you have the ability or the capacity or the opportunity to earn more. Usually, it's 50% or more. In some cases, double, 3 times and all that. So based on that advice, when this opportunity came, yes, I had been at
Airtel
for 4 years. I had learned a lot, and I felt that the growth trajectory isn't at the time so clear.
Okay.
Yeah, opportunities for growth also wasn't so clear.
Yeah.
It was a great time I had there. I still have friends there who we've done new things with and all that. So that was the fundamental
reason why
I decided to switch
to IFRAP.
And the second bit was again the opportunity to lead a team, and then to lead a project on a wider scale. So I was at Aya for 2 years, and I saw a post on LinkedIn, Booking.com.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I did some research about Booking.com and realized that it was a mega multinational company.
Yes.
On the level of Google, YouTube, Amazon and all
Microsoft,
that in its own right, in the travel space.
Yeah.
I checked over 1,000 applicants on LinkedIn alone because you can see the number of applicants, over 1,000 applicants. I was like, wow. I said, hey, I applied.
Through LinkedIn?
Through LinkedIn.
Really? There's some notion that LinkedIn applications don't really go through.
Yeah. And I'll share a bit about LinkedIn because in recent times, I've had a lot of people reach out to understand how they can leverage LinkedIn better because they've seen some of the things that I do on LinkedIn. Right. So yes, I applied and I was called for
an interview.
Yes. And for multinationals, it's a series of interviews.
Okay.
It takes a
while.
It takes a while. I think it was over a period of months.
Wow.
Yeah. If I remember, it was a bit around 3 months.
Waiting, just going to different interviews over 3 months.
Yeah, over 3 months.
Serious tension.
Exactly. And generally speaking, it's normal for multinationals.
Okay.
Now, at the stage I am, at level I am, understand.
You understand why?
Even me, I keep others, waiting, because it's not just me.
Okay.
There are other people involved, and their schedules, and then budgeting,
Okay.
a lot of
things go
behind
into
the
it.
scenes
Yeah.
that you don't know.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I went through the application.
Okay.
I went through the process, and I came out successful. I was the senior market manager,
Okay.
overseeing with a team, I think around 12 countries
Wow.
at the time. Yes.
I see. Was it a remote job or?
No, based in at the time we didn't have remote work.
Yeah. Okay. It was a while ago.
Exactly, a while ago, 2017.
Okay.
If I remember right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Remote
Before
things
COVID.
came after COVID.
After
Yeah.
COVID and all that. So we had our office at the Stanbic Heights.
Okay.
And then we would fly out a bit. That also was a fantastic experience. I tell my friends and colleagues that there are some experiences that you have that leave a taste, a very sweet taste in your mouth, such that you are careful which new experiences. Now you become very selective.
Yeah.
Simply put, you will struggle to work for other companies because you've experienced life at a certain level in terms of the corporate space.
Wow.
Booking.com was exceptional. And it wasn't just me. It's a company that when you check what people say after they leave and all that, there's always nostalgia.
Wow.
People don't want to leave. When they even leave, they reminisce about it because there's value and premium placed on employees.
Okay. So that's what you think made the company.
Oh, the culture.
The culture.
The culture.
Okay.
The culture. 2 things to succeed in scaling up a business, and I'm sure we'll come to that.
Yeah.
Talent and culture.
Wow.
Talent and culture. You never
the two main
go wrong.
things.
Talent and culture.
Okay.
A fine mix of them. The culture at Booking.com, they valued employees. They rewarded success. There was very little or no discrimination.
Okay.
They will fly out staff, no matter your color, no matter your market, your geography, fly us out on a yearly basis to attend a conference called BAM conference in Spain. I think one time we had it also in the Netherlands. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So Barcelona and then Amsterdam. Fantastic.
And when you say talent, so Booking, what about Booking.com do they do in terms, as in hiring talent, acquiring talent?
Hiring, retaining, and developing.
Okay.
Three key things about talent.
Okay.
Hire top. It's better to wait and hire top than to rush and hire mediocre or average.
Like B or C players. Okay.
So hire top, develop them, give them the room and the latitude to operate, and then you retain. Do as much as
you can to
incentives.
Retain.
Sometimes it's not about the money.
Okay.
That's what most people don't get. It's not about it. It's important.
Yeah.
Money, bonuses, important. But appreciating and rewarding, celebrating success. Little awards here and there, announcing what this team, this market has done, all these little things, yes. And being open and receptive to feedback.
Okay.
It was another level. So anyway, I was there for 3 years. I would have loved to stay more. But COVID came.
Oh.
And the travel, space became, very slow and all that. Even with that, they treated staff to a certain level that most companies at the time
wouldn't do.
Were not doing. You hear a lot of news about layoffs here and there.
Yeah.
But even when the travel space was the most impacted, we were still there working.
Wow.
Managing, our portfolio and all that. Then there was a lot of talk about delivery, food delivery. During that time, there was a boom in food delivery. Grubhub, Uber Eats,
Yes.
and all that. Then again, on LinkedIn, saw posts about Glovo. I didn't know about Glovo. Had never heard
about it.
About them.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they were planning to launch
in Ghana.
So saw the posts that they were looking for a head of commercial.
Okay.
At the time, which wasn't so different from my senior market manager role.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Yes, quite linked, but different industries.
Okay.
Yes. So I applied, and
another series
of interviews, but that was faster.
Okay.
Because I think apparently I had applied late.
Oh, really?
I think they had gone through with a number of candidates, and they were almost at the verge of settling for one candidate
before you applied. And you got the job.
So I applied, and then I got some messages on LinkedIn from the recruiter, and I think from the hiring. Then they arranged for a session.
Was it in person?
In person, and which was also out of norm, because usually you'll be screened by HR before they pass you on to the hiring head or manager.
Yeah.
And then whatever. But I think because of time constraints, because they had moved very fast with other candidates, and I was coming in, they arranged an in-person session with me and the hiring manager. Directly in Ghana. Strangely, at the time, he had flown into Ghana that week to set up the launch and all that. So we had a meeting in a hotel. It was an informal interview
that you had with him.
That I had. He was impressed, with what we discussed and all that. And then that's it. You got told the people that, hey, yes, I'm going for this guy and all that. So I think it took a month for everything to be finalized. And I joined
the global team.
Exactly. So the founding team, we were, I think, 4 or 5.
Okay.
At the time.
Glovo is, so just to set the premise, Glovo is coming in fresh. Never been in the Ghanaian market. And they are picking out their team. And they've picked you and 3 others.
Yes.
To start.
Yes.
All right. So how does it go?
Me and 3 others, the senior team. And then we had, I think, 2 other people who were junior. Yes.
Yeah.
So we launched Glovo. Glovo, a lot of hard work. Intense. I grew lean.
Hey.
I grew lean. I'm not a big person.
Yes.
So just imagine me
going lean again.
I grew very lean. Now I sit back and I look at my old Glovo images and I'm like, wow, this is scary, because there was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
I was skipping, a lot of meals and all that, but it paid off. At the time when we launched, Jumia Food was around. Bolt Food was already in the market. So they were the 2 main food delivery companies, and of course there were other small local players and all. So we knew that there was a lot of hard work that needed to be put in. And again, I'm somebody who's super result oriented. And so the hard work definitely paid off. And the team, we had a strong team, very strong team. And we executed. Within a year, we had more restaurant partners on the platform than our competitors. Even though our competitors had been around a year plus more than we had been. We had more restaurant partners. We signed them up.
Within 1 year?
Within a year. Wow. More restaurants. Ghana was performing better in terms of the scale of growth than other markets, such that we were featured quite regularly on business presentations within Glovo. I did a number of presentations about how and why Ghana was doing so well. What magic are we doing? I got the.
I'm wondering, because you're coming from the travel space and you're entering into the food delivery space. Another transition, although it's still tech, it's a completely different industry, I would say, to some extent. Again, and this time you are not just contributing, you are basically part of the foundation team. And within a year, you're able to understand the market, penetrate it, and within 1 year, you've set up Glovo at this level. What were your main challenges? Like for you personally, some challenges you had personally transitioning, and also maybe you can tell us what challenges you guys face as a team, because we realize that Glovo is not the first delivery company. We know later on Glovo's story where Glovo exits Ghana, but many have also had that same problem where they try starting this delivery thing and it doesn't work. It doesn't even get to the level that Glovo got to. What do you think? I mean, I think I'm asking too many questions as I go, but we can start with personally for you transitioning in, and then we go to how it was for Glovo as a team, for you guys as a team to penetrate the market. So personally for you, how was it?
I think it was a learning curve for me because, again, I was not coming from the delivery space.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I had read a lot about food delivery. And that was what piqued my interest in joining a company like Glovo. Because, of course, that was the boom time of food delivery apps. So I had done a lot of research. I had learned about what it requires for them to succeed, all the different levers and factors and all that. So I was quite well prepared. But I told you, knowledge is the seed.
It's the seed. It's not the harvest.
The harvest
is the execution. Okay.
So with that, I came in, and of course, you are coming into a company that also has its own way of working. So I also had to learn very quickly and all that. The performance culture at Glovo is super high. Such that there were so many cases of employees and colleagues having to leave.
They couldn't keep up.
Exactly.
Eish.
Because the demands are so high that you need to work hard and work smart.
Wow.
And so, yes, for me, I had built that culture.
Okay. From the various places.
From the various places. Because, again, I told you, deliver your best.
Yeah.
And then, so if you are used to being very results oriented, it becomes your second nature.
Yeah.
And then you apply
wherever you are. Oh, beautiful.
So, yes, that helped me with my personal transition. With businesses that go or that attempt to launch and all that, I think one fundamental thing is market research. That has to be done.
Okay.
Yes. And I can tell you that was one thing that the company did. Research a number of markets. And at the time, they believed Ghana was good to launch in. And then 2, the tech.
Okay.
You need
good tech.
The product. The tech has to be solid. And that's one thing that Glovo did so well. The app is very intuitive.
Yeah.
The user experience, the support.
Yeah.
And the fun. I think most people have shared that they hadn't experienced that level of intuitiveness of an app prior to Glovo coming in and all that. Yes. And then the talent.
Okay.
You can have great market research. You can have good tech. You can have great strategy. But the talent, and the talent is what drives all this, is critical to the success of any business. And that, I think, Glovo also did well. They attracted
good talent,
these fantastic founding team members. We are still very good
inclusive
friends and all that. So it really helped us, scale very fast. Yes.
That's quite good. Within a year.
Yeah, within a year. And I had some former team members share very recently that they joined another company. I think about 3 or 4 of them joined another company, and apparently the company was very happy to have them because they had heard about us, and they were excited that they are having this crop of team members who did so well to scale the
Glovo
Glovo
app.
business,
Yeah.
and they are still doing very well because of what we imbibed together as a team at
Okay,
Glovo.
I see. So with Glovo, you are that's Ghana. I know.
Yes.
You moved again
Exactly.
to a different.
Yes. So I was in Ghana for a year. I was part of the team in Ghana for a year, and I was approached by the team in HQ that, hey, we have a market that's struggling.
Okay.
That Jumia is doing so well
It's
with
dominating
food
it.
and all that.
Wow.
And we've seen what you've done with the team in Ghana. We are interested in sending you there as the general manager
Okay.
to oversee the business and turn things around.
Oh.
So they engaged me, and I said, sure, why not? Uganda, I've never been. Yes, and I'd want to go and test the waters
I
there.
see.
But the general manager in Ghana at the time, a very good friend of mine, made a point that I can't just leave. I can't just leave.
Yeah.
There has to be some form of smooth transition so
Okay.
that the business in Ghana doesn't survive.
Yeah.
And of course, she was right.
Yeah.
She's in charge of this market. And if it goes bad, her head is on the line.
Yeah.
So we came to a compromise. And I think that took a big toll on me.
Mm-hmm.
Big toll. The compromise was that I would be the general manager in Uganda and still act as the head of commercial in Ghana
Wow.
until we found
Somebody suitable.
And at Glovo, we don't just hire, at least at the time.
Yeah.
We make sure that we take our time and hire top talent.
Mm.
It took months.
Eesh.
So I was doing at least every 3 weeks, flying.
To Uganda and back.
Yes.
Wow.
Because yes, you try to lead the team remotely and all that, but your presence here and all that is also quite, So I would spend time in Uganda for 2 to 3 weeks and then spend time in Ghana for 2 weeks.
Mm. And then go back and forth.
I did this for about maybe 6 months before we found somebody. 5 to 6 months. Yes.
Wow.
Before we found, somebody here. It took a toll because it was total flight time of around 11 hours.
Every single time.
Yeah, including airports, the waiting time.
Waiting time and all of that.
Yeah. From Uganda, you go to Ethiopia.
Addis Ababa.
Yes, Addis Ababa, and then to Ghana.
And then to Ghana.
You do that. It was quite stressful.
I can imagine.
Quite stressful, but the results, showed.
So everything went well with Uganda?
By God's grace. By God's grace, we grew very fast.
Okay.
For me, it was an interesting project because before that, I had the privilege to build a team in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Uganda, I was taking over.
Okay, a team. That's
an
a
existing
different
team,
experience.
different dynamics, in a different market, different culture.
Mm.
No, a team that had been there for about 2 years or 3 years.
Okay.
There. So it was a different experience. And I told you, I'd love to learn. So I saw this as an opportunity to add more knowledge and all that. And the book that I would recommend for people in such transition, stages, and even for anybody in the corporate space, is The First 90 Days.
The First 90 Days.
Yes, it's
written
a book.
by
That's a book. Fantastic book. I think the name is Watkins.
Okay.
Yes.
The First 90 Days.
First 90, fantastic book. It would show you the path, or at least try to teach you the path to smooth transitions between roles. And it does more than that. Show you how to make the most of your time in any corporate space or in any working environment. It's a fantastic book. And that helped me. And it still
helps you.
It really helped me. And all. Yeah. So in Uganda, we achieved some success.
Okay.
Great, success. And we were on the path to becoming number one. Then the team in HQ again said, hey, we're having issues in Nigeria. We are struggling in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen what you did in Ghana. We've seen what you did with the team.
Okay.
Because it's never just one person. It's always a team.
A team.
Yes, it's not an I. is a we. And we've seen what you did with the team in Uganda. Nigeria, which is meant to be a super important market because of the total addressable market size and opportunities, for skill there. The business is struggling a bit. Jumia
is dominating there.
Is dominating by far.
Wow.
We have a number of the major restaurants signing exclusivities with Jumia Food, which means that they cannot work with Glovo.
Yeah.
And it's affecting our growth there. We're already the second placed food aggregator there, but we are falling far
behind.
The mark. So they engaged me. Again, we spoke. In my mind, I was like, I'm not done with Uganda.
Yeah.
I'm not done with Uganda. There's still a lot, and I had built this bond with the team. We were doing so well. We're enjoying our time there.
You've had this time at Uganda, had this time in Ghana, and Nigeria with Glovo as well, and now you're at Yango. I mean, how was the transition for that? Also, like,
yes. So Yango had been approaching me for about a year before I left to join them for different roles in different, in some key markets.
Yeah.
Yes. And at the time, I didn't feel I wanted to take up that challenge because I felt that there was still a lot more work that I needed to do in Glovo Nigeria. But in Q4, getting to the beginning of Q4 2022, I just felt that this was
the right time.
Yeah. So I re-engaged them, and then we started the conversation.
Right.
And then it took a few months, but at the beginning of 2023, we finalized, and then we agreed on a role, which was the country manager for Yango delivery. And I jumped in, and no regrets, zero regrets.
Isn't good.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean,
happy.
so with your work at Yango, I think it's you and the team at Yango, the work that's been done so far since 2023. I think everybody in Ghana can say that Yango is now on top, especially when it comes to delivery. And on my way here, I even saw a Yango rider with the delivery the bag at his back. It's so obvious. And so with the experiences you've had so far at the various companies that you've been with, what things do you think influence this this ability you bring on board with your team to be able to scale a company to a certain level? What are the main things that you think that cause this to happen?
Yes. It's a fine mix of culture and then talent.
Okay.
Every company, every successful company needs that. If you look at Google and then the famous thing about Netflix, it's the culture and the talent.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that is what I believe has been the key driving force behind the success that you're talking about. And that's what people are seeing and all that. It's been a lot of hard work. So Yango delivery launched full scale in 2023, at the beginning of 2023. Yango ride hailing had been around since 2019. Yeah. So for the past 2 or more years, almost 3 years, we've been hard at scaling Yango delivery.
Okay.
And thankfully the success is
clear.
Is clear.
Yeah.
Let me touch on talent, and then I'll touch on the culture.
All right.
So talent. After a while, as a manager, and I'm sure most managers would agree with me, you come to one conclusion.
Yeah.
There are a lot of averages
in
town. There are a lot of averages around.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you look at the 5 fingers, you find that it's called the bell curve.
Yeah.
Usually at the top, very few. And then you have a lot more people
at the bottom
and all that. So I always share this with people that to stand out, you need to be above average.
Yeah.
to stand out in any area of your life. Because life, as they say, is a rat race.
Yeah.
We are competing against ourselves. We always want to be a better version of ourselves. We are competing against others. We are competing against time, space, against everything. So to stand out in life as a business, you need to do above average things.
Yeah.
So to achieve above average results, you need to be above average. You cannot achieve above average results with average or below average mindset, attitude, or strategy.
Okay.
So now we are very clear on attracting top talent.
Okay.
And so we take our time to recruit. You will learn very fast as a manager that it's better to take your time to recruit top talent than to hire and refire.
Okay.
To hire, fire, and then rehire. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
Hiring, most managers will tell you, is one of the painstaking, tasks that you can ever do as a hiring manager. So it's always better. Of course, you will not always get it 100%.
Yeah.
But after a while, you build the experience to identify who are top talent is. And for me, what stands out, one key thing that stands out or that I look out for in hiring top talent is the word ownership.
Ownership.
And let me share this. There's a lot of talk about entrepreneurs. Fantastic. Entrepreneurs, they're doing very well. I mean, there's a lot of grit and a lot of tenacity that you need to succeed in this entrepreneurial space. But I believe that there has to be also some appreciable amount of talk on intrapreneurs.
Okay, let's go into that.
You always have more people working in the corporate space, in businesses, for others than for themselves. I think we all agree on that. Yes. You can. Now we don't have more entrepreneurs than people working a 9 to 5, employees and all that.
Yeah.
But what probably we lack is that skill set that entrepreneurs have applied in the corporate space. And that's where the term intrapreneurs come.
Okay.
So you are an entrepreneur at heart, in behavior, in your skill set and all that, but you are applying that passion, that energy, that sense of
ownership
in your space as an employee.
Okay.
And with that, you always stand out.
So that's the type of talent.
The type of
we should really look out for.
The type of talent that's in. And again, they are generally rare. But the good thing is that as a manager, if you develop talent and you guide, starting with yourself, instilling this sense of ownership, you are furthering the cause of entrepreneurship. Through what you are doing with the team, you are building entrepreneurs. And the amazing thing is that with time, if they have the gift, I call it the gift of entrepreneurship, because not everybody has that gift. Now, if they have that gift and it shows, they leave your space to set up their business. And because they have honed that skill set,
they can apply it in their own business.
They survive, they succeed. But you need to create that culture that encourages entrepreneurship.
Oh, so that's how we come into culture.
Culture. Because you can talk a lot about entrepreneurship, but if the culture is so like the way we talk we discuss a lot about entrepreneurs, but then we don't create an enabling environment for entrepreneurs to succeed.
Yeah.
So we are killing them at the infant stage, at the nascent stage.
Yeah.
But if you have an enabling environment that drives innovation in the corporate space, rewarding success, celebrating success, being very tough on low performance, what you are doing is that you are developing entrepreneurs. They will help your business succeed. And then once they leave, they also build the economy with the skill sets.
So it's
an alignment, culture, and then talent. And you see that every business that's doing well, that's scaling, has that. That's why you have some multinationals that they'll tell you, these number of entrepreneurs have exited to start
their own
because
startups,
when you go back, there was a culture that enabled intrapreneurship.
Okay.
And they learned, they developed, then
they moved out. So how would you advise? I mean, there are lots of entrepreneurs who are listening to us. What advice would you give them based on your experiences that you've gathered from all these companies as to how to create that enabling environment? Or what are some things? I mean, you've talked about rewarding success. I don't know if perhaps there's maybe a list we could just run through for anybody.
Yes. One, I would say that the service product you are building or offering meets market needs. It's very important because to even attract top, talent, they have to be convinced that I'm joining a company that I believe is offering something sustainable. I wouldn't have joined the companies that I joined if I didn't believe that what they are offering is a game changer. I wouldn't have joined Yango delivery if I didn't believe that there was some huge success that requires efforts, but there's some, huge
potential.
Huge potential for success that is at play. At the time, there was no tech-backed delivery platform at scale. There was just local delivery one, and then even for the food aggregators, their concern was not on the last mile logistics. It was just regular food delivery within a certain radius. But the meat was in last mile logistics. As we speak, a good chunk share of the deliveries that Yango does is from restaurants.
Wow.
So we are even playing within the delivery space. Even though we don't list the restaurants on our app, they use the partner couriers that we have on the platform
to deliver
because they're not limited by radius. Food delivery apps will limit the reach of these restaurants in a certain radius, but we don't limit and all that. So the product has to be backed by market research and need. I'm saying this to build up to how to attract top talent and all that. And we have to be ready to also develop the talent that we attract. So yes, your product meets
market needs.
Yes, and the tech is there to back it. Then you engage the talent. And if I say top talent, I'm not saying go and hire some executive out there. It could be somebody who's just been working for a year or two. But there's great potential. They are exhibiting the sense of ownership during your engagement, with them. There are clear examples of how they've done this with it and all that. That's top talent. Bring them in. You develop them. You create that environment for them to succeed. The problem I find is that a lot of entrepreneurs just want to replicate products and services. I'll tell you a company that I worked for, and I'll not name, but this is part of the strategy that they had is I will not enter any market that we are not sure of a clear path to number one.
Wow.
That's
the mindset.
It's a mindset. We'll not enter. So they'll do the research and all that. If we spend this A, B, C, D, if we are at best, where will we be? We'll be at solid 2. Nah.
Serious.
We'll be at solid 2. Nah.
They need to be number one.
They need to, within, of course, time.
There must be a
path to profitability and a path to market leadership.
Wow.
That's 2.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 key things. So, if the competition is rife, if the competition is stiff,
don't enter the market. Wow.
And there are some companies who even exit. So they may be the first to market. They are not number one. They are close number there. And then new, better funded businesses arise, realize that it's become too competitive. We are burning a lot of card, they exit.
Okay.
And then they focus their energies on where they can solidify their base. But that's not what I see in most entrepreneurs. Oh, there's a delivery app called Yango that's doing so well, and we've seen their.
So
we have a proliferation of a lot of delivery apps.
A lot of them.
Some call me, try to pick, and I tell them that, bro, yeah, I know you are doing, I know you have but I would give you this advice. You will burn cash. You don't have the tech to back the projections.
Yeah, okay.
You can't scale with this tech, and it's expensive to build tech.
Yeah.
To build the platform that will help you scale. You will burn cash and all that. Rather pivot or
find a niche
market or find an area where the competition is not as stiff. And also you have a lot of one man, and then after a while their food delivery. If I'm to advise anybody now, I would say that this probably is not the best time to also. But we are seeing that a lot of other entrepreneurs are launching food delivery apps, and their margins are so thin, so thin. And the commissions that you earn from these restaurants are so thin.
Yeah.
You can't sign these chains because the chains are logged in exclusivities with the big delivery apps.
Yeah.
They bring the volumes and all that. So you are going to just have regular small restaurants that will not entice demand.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
Yeah.
So your product, market fit.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
The talent to help you scale, very important. Of course, the tech and the platform, very important. The culture, that's another issue. Most local companies lack the culture, don't promote an enabling environment for employees of a certain caliber to thrive. Find intense politics in most local businesses. Everybody is trying to please one person, the owner or whatever. What you do is that, hey, then you are not running a meritocracy. I work hard, but because I'm not subservient to your interest, or because I'm not in your clique of favorites, then my hard work is not
noticed.
Yeah. Now, let me throw this in here. And I'm sure you were going to ask, but let me say this, that even in the corporate space, to succeed is not that easy. From my experience, there are 3 types of employees.
Okay.
We have the talkers. We have the doers.
Okay.
And then we have the wise ones.
Hey, I've not heard of this third category before.
Yeah. The talkers, the doers, and then the wise ones.
The wise ones.
For a long time, I was in the doer category.
Okay.
Until, again, counsel from a very important person moved me to the wise ones. So talkers, they talk a lot. Little results, no action. They are full of word salad. They can conjure words to explain why something is not being done, why something is not going well and all that. And if you don't see through the lines, you'll be swayed.
Okay.
Your business will fail, will not thrive because the talkers are running the show.
Yeah.
The doers, very focused on work. They work hard. But after a while, especially in big big corporations and institutions and all that, performance doesn't always get you far, doesn't always get you promoted.
Really?
Visibility
is what would rather get you.
Is important.
When you explain visibility.
Visibility is ensuring in a good way, legal way, for the right people to know your name.
Okay.
To know your work.
Okay.
So that in a room full of opportunities, when you are not there,
your name will come up. So that's what you mean by in large corporations.
Large corporations, or even in small, corporations, you can be working hard, but somebody, a talker, maybe taking your shine.
It's true, because he's more visible.
More visible with
More
the talking.
vocal.
More vocal. You work. We can't just come to you at your desk. You pick your bag. You are not building any relationships. You are not visible. That's what takes me to wise ones.
Okay.
There are those who blend doing and then visibility.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Within the company, within the institution, even out there. And it takes me to LinkedIn.
Yes, so we're going to talk about LinkedIn.
Sure. No, but if you have any...
No, I mean, I think we're having a good flow here. So let's just go into LinkedIn.
Yes.
Like I say, visibility and then doing the work. So how does LinkedIn tie into all this?
Good. Quite recently, I've been getting calls from colleagues that, hey, can you guide us in building our presence on LinkedIn? Brand presence. Because you're also a branded person on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And all that. And I say, yeah, sure. Why not? And the number one thing that comes out in our conversations is they are shy. They are shy to share stories. I used to also be like that. That you said I told you, doer. They are shy to share their highlights.
To be visible.
And I'm like, then why are you on LinkedIn? Then leave. Because you are consuming news. The news of others.
Yeah. Instead of putting out your own.
You are in fact, what I've come to realize is that those who don't share on LinkedIn actually spend a lot more time on LinkedIn than those who share. Same principle with TV.
Yeah.
You think the movie stars and others, they
watch
actively. No. They produce the content and then we consume.
Some of them don't even watch their own.
They don't
movies.
even watch
Yeah.
news. Those who generate news, do you think they watch news?
I doubt.
They're the same way. Social media. Those who generate content. So same. For me, I post. Then I'm off.
Yeah.
Then you get a lot of the regular notifications. And I go and check, okay, this person sent a DM. And I move on to then I come back and then share something after some days, some weeks. So building your brand presence on LinkedIn is very important because you are catching a lot of eyeballs from recruiters, from businesses, from colleagues, from whatnot. Why are you on LinkedIn? What's the purpose of LinkedIn?
Yeah.
To promote your brand, to engage, to network. Actually, we've been able to close some businesses, some business relationships through LinkedIn.
Wow.
Yeah. They've reached out. A number of businesses, a number of, good working relationships. That, hey, we've seen what you guys are doing at Yango Delivery because we saw this post that you shared. We saw this and all that. We want to engage on this level of partnership. Are you available? Can we discuss? Sometimes the global MD of a company will reach out that, hey, I'll let my local MD engage you on that.
True LinkedIn.
Yeah, exactly.
This is really powerful.
Yeah, so that ties into the wise ones. Talkers, doers, wise ones. There are a lot of talkers. Very few doers. I would say, if given the chance, be a doer.
Okay.
Much better than being a talker because you see, they are always found out.
Eventually.
Eventually. It may appear as though you are enjoying some form of success with the talking. But eventually, time is a good revealer. As they say, posterity will tell. Time. So eventually, you are found out. Doer. If you even don't get that immediate joy or promotion, eventually it comes. But you see, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah.
But it will come. But because it takes time, you may have lost other important opportunities. So eventually, results would always
speak for itself.
The Bible says in Proverbs 14 that work brings profit. In Proverbs 14 again, the empty stable stays clean.
Yeah.
But there's no income from an empty stable.
Yeah.
So hard work brings money, brings wealth. Work also brings profit. But the wise ones, now with this, you determine your scale of growth. You determine how fast you grow because you're a doer and then you are visible to the important people.
This is lovely. This is actually a really good gem. And I'm sure a lot of people listening now would really appreciate it.
But let me add this.
Yeah.
You should also be very careful that you don't sway too much into visibility. Because then what happens is that there may be some tendency for hubris,
Okay.
pride,
Yeah.
arrogance,
Yeah.
Cockiness. You may even become now more of a talker because you would assume there's a visibility that now so there has to be a fine balance. And that's why it's important to always know that you are not the sole factor in any success.
Okay.
It's always a we.
It's a team.
Yes.
Beautiful. I think that we've gone through so far your experience at the various companies you've been, and you've touched on the corporates, how CEOs can even use talent and culture to be able to create a certain kind of business. Now I want to talk a little bit about you personally concerning spirituality. It's a question that you usually ask some of our guests that what's your take on spirituality and business? What do you have to say?
Maybe this probably is the most important part of this whole engagement. Yes. I always tell people that life is spiritual. My life has been a life of favor. Has been a life of favor. And the Bible, and I keep referencing the Bible because for me, that is life's manual.
Yeah.
Even God, when he became man, needed favor.
Yeah.
In Luke 2, it says that he increased in wisdom and such and in favor with God and man.
Beautiful.
2 ways.
Yeah.
You need favor with God and man. If it's just favor with God, you will struggle on this earth because I told you the blessing of God, it comes from God's
to men.
Yeah. So you have favor with God, he will throw that blessing your way. But it has to be a man who would activate that blessing for you. And therefore you need the favor of God and man. And Jesus, God in person, because it's a principle of life, needed to increase. And you grow, you increase in favor.
Yeah.
Because with every new level, you need more favor.
Yes.
So he increased in favor with God and man. So for me, and favor, the Greek word for favor is the same as the Greek word for grace, charis.
Wow.
And it means the divine influence of God in the heart, in the spirit, and its reflection in life. So to be favored means that there's an influence that affects you, that reflects in life.
Beautiful.
And that's why favor is always linked to hard work, to smart work, because that influence guides whatever you do. It changes your attitude, it changes your love for others, it changes your work ethic, your discipline. So when I see people who say they are Christians in the workplace and they exhibit lackadaisical work attitude and all that, I question them.
This is a topic I think we need to discuss because there's frankly some notion that there will be favor, there will be grace. And you hear people say that Christians don't really work hard. They always feel like, okay, we should pray. But personally for me, there has to be the balance. There has to be the balance between praying and then working hard. And just like how you're explaining it, from how you're explaining that once you are influenced as a person by after you sought favor with God, it affects your entire outlook on life, how you work as well.
It does. Prayer is critical. And I'll share this personally. I pray a lot every day. I spend hours in prayer. At least every day, I make sure that I don't leave the home without minimum an hour. An hour of prayer, which means that sometimes I go more. So it means I wake up early.
Yeah.
Sometimes at 2 a.m.
Hey.
Yeah, 2 a.m. and then I push the day. Sometimes if I'm so tired from the previous day, it means I may not be able to wake up at 2 a.m. Sometimes. Then I wake up a bit later and then I still pray and then I don't sleep again. I just go straight to prepare for work.
So you're able to balance all of this?
You need to.
Okay.
You need to balance because actually if you understand the power of prayer, the effect it has on you, it actually lowers stress.
Wow.
Because in the face of any situation, you know that you've done what you need to do. So all things work together for good.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, if I go into a business meeting and it doesn't turn out well, I don't stress. because I know that I prayed a lot.
Yeah.
I prayed in tongues a lot.
Yeah.
And the success that I was expecting didn't come. God knows best.
Yeah.
And always, you look back and like, oh, this was why. This was why. So prayer is important. But then, that balance that you talk about, if indeed you are spiritual and God is influencing you with favor, he would move you to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Smart work and hard work. That's why Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15 that it is by the grace of God, it's by favor that I am what I am.
But
Nonetheless, I labored more abundantly than those who claim they are Christians. It's always favor, grace goes with hard work. Jesus, he increased in favor, but he prayed more.
Yeah.
He went from village to village to the point where one time he was so hungry, worked so hard, so hungry that he had to meet the woman at the well. And then we had that passage. Yeah. So for me, spirituality, I cannot do without. Now, what we forget is that there are neutrals in this life. And then there are a good number of people on both sides of them. So there are the Christians, there are the neutrals. Neutrals in good because they don't dabble in any. And then there are those who also dabble in. And you come to realize very early on that if you are very spiritual, that in the corporate space, there are people who dabble in the other side. Oh yeah, I had a story, a very funny story once, that this building was being renovated. So it was an office space, but I think there was an issue with fire. So they had to come and fix the place up after fire, after it was gutted, by fire. So they had to take away the carpets. Then when they lifted the carpet of one floor, they found charms.
Hey, in an office space.
Office charms under people. And this is sealed, not this regular. This is, a type of carpet that is sealed. So they come late evening, dawn,
peel it off and then put it under.
I don't know how true, but from my experience as being a spiritual person, I won't doubt that story. So there are people who double, and you want to be neutral. You are going into a business meeting. You are vying for the same role, same position with somebody who is being backed by a host of things. I should say. No.
Yeah.
You would not enjoy that promotion that God may have destined you for. You not enjoy that role. You not enjoy that. And I told you, life is a rat race. Yeah. So whoever needs an edge needs to tap into something. And for me, it's always better and wiser to tap into God, because God is the source of all promotion. He says that promotion doesn't come from the east,
from the west
or the south, but it comes from God, who sets down one and then puts another up.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm deeply spiritual, and I think that even for every business owner, you need to be
spiritual.
Mental health. Now you hear a lot about it. Depression amongst business owners, entrepreneurs and all that. I think one tool to help that is spirituality. And spirituality here is a deep connection to God.
Yeah.
And also believing what the Bible says. I have a habit that I do. When I sit in my car, immediately I turn on the engine, the book of Proverbs.
It's playing. Wow.
Audio Bible. And understandable English, not King James. Even though it sounds nice in King James.
Yeah, but understandable.
The Living Bible or New Living
NIV.
Please.
NLT.
The nuggets that you pick up. Book of Proverbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 favorite verses from there linked to the corporate space.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's from the book of Proverbs. And it's really guided me in so many situations. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, beautiful. So we've had a very wonderful and interesting discussion. I just have one final question which I want to ask, which is that if you could leave our audience with one principle to live by, what principle would that be?
it would be from the Bible. 3 scriptures from the book of Proverbs.
Okay.
Proverbs 12. Work hard and become a leader. Be lazy and never succeed.
Yeah.
This is from the Living Bible.
Yeah.
And then also from Proverbs 14. An empty stable stays clean, but there's no income from an empty stable. Meaning that you can decide not to put in the efforts and the hard work. You avoid all the mess.
Yeah.
You won't fail. You won't face any level of challenge, any discomfort, any mess, any inconvenience. But the difference between you and the person putting in the hard work and effort is that, yes, they will go through the mess
to
generate income.
Yeah.
And then the last bit also is from Proverbs 14 also. It says that work brings profit. So it's all connected. Work brings profit. And that is what I would share with your audience, because I know the type of people who listen are largely entrepreneurs and then working class and corporate people and all that. So I would share this. If maybe I was sharing with another group and
you
all
have
that,
some other things.
But this for me is a guiding,
principle.
Yeah, principle that
you live by.
Yes.
All right, beautiful. All right. Emmanuel, thank you so much for this conversation. I've been really impacted by the conversation and I've learned a lot. So, Accra, Ghana, the world, Koduah. Hi, if you're watching this, it means that you made it to the end of this episode. And that probably also means that you enjoyed this episode as well. So if you did, I just want you to do one more thing for me, which is like this episode and subscribe. This helps us to put out more interesting content for you to listen to and goes a long way to encourage us, the team at Pessoa, to keep doing what we do. So until then, see you next time.